The darkness of space lit up with a sudden flash of blue light. Where there was nothing before, a massive ship now drifted. The USS Intrepid, a human warship, had appeared in a place it should never have been. Its dark hull, scarred from recent battles, reflected the distant starlight as emergency lights blinked along its sides. Inside the ship, Commander Ethan Blackwood opened his eyes. His head hurt badly. The last thing he remembered was giving the order to jump as their reactor core started to fail. They had been under attack near Arcturus. The enemy ships had surrounded them. Their shields were failing. Death had seemed certain. Yet here he was, alive. The bridge was dark except for the glow of emergency lights. Around him his crew lay, on the floor or slumped in their chairs. Some were starting to move and groan. "Status report," Blackwood said, his voice rough. He pushed himself up from the floor and wiped blood from a cut on his forehead. Lieutenant Natalie Rodriguez was the first to respond. She pulled herself back into her chair at the communications station. Her dark hair had come loose from its usual tidy bun. "Communications are down, sir. No response on any channel." Tactical Officer Derek Mason groaned as he checked his console. Weapons at 30%, shields at 45%. Whatever happened during the jump, it drained most of our power. The main lights flickered and then came on. The air filtration system hummed back to life. Computer screens lit up across the bridge. The ship was waking up. Chief Medical Officer Olivia Wright entered the bridge, her medical kit in hand. She moved directly to check on Commander Blackwood. "Hold still," she said, cleaning the cut on his head. "Everyone on the lower decks is in the same shape. Bruised and confused, but mostly alive." "Mostly?" Blackwood asked. "We lost 5 in engineering when the reactor nearly went critical. They saved the ship." Her voice was calm, but her eyes showed her pain. Blackwood nodded. 5 dead. It could have been all 300 crew members if the reactor had exploded. "Where are we, Lieutenant Mason?" Mason worked his console, his fingers flying over the controls. His face grew pale. "Sir, according to these readings, we're over 3,000 light-years beyond any charted human space. We're deep in the neutral zone of the Galactic Council." A heavy silence fell over the bridge. Everyone knew what that meant. The Galactic Council's neutral zone was the most protected area in known space. No military vessels were allowed there. It was a place for diplomacy, for the many species of the galaxy to meet in peace. A human warship in that space was like pointing a loaded gun at a peace conference. "That's impossible," Blackwood said. "Our jump drives can't go that far." Chief Engineer Alan Foster entered the bridge. His uniform was torn and stained with coolant fluid. "Sir, you need to see this. The Phoenix Drive, it's changed." The Phoenix Drive was the experimental technology that powered the Intrepid's faster-than-light travel. It was the newest, most advanced system in the human fleet, but it was still new, still being tested. "Changed how?" Blackwood asked. "I don't know how to explain it, sir. The quantum matrices have evolved. It's like the drive rebuilt itself during the jump. It's still working, but not like anything we designed." Lieutenant Rodriguez spoke up, again. "Sir, I've got communications partly working. I'm picking up transmissions. According to the timestamps, we've been missing for 3 months. Blackwood felt his stomach drop. 3 months? That's not possible. For us, it's only been minutes since the jump. "The transmissions are clear, sir," Rodriguez said. 3 months have passed for the rest of the galaxy. And there's more. The Galactic Council has been in an uproar. 3 human ships have gone missing in the past month. There are accusations that humans are testing illegal weapons. Mason's console beeped urgently. "Sir, long-range sensors are back, online. There are ships approaching from multiple vectors. Non-human design, looks like 7 different species. Council ships." The main view screen came online, showing the space around them. In the distance, small points of light were growing, larger. Ships moving fast toward the Intrepid. Blackwood straightened his uniform. "Send out a message on all frequencies. Make it clear we mean no harm. Explain that we arrived here by accident and that we're experiencing technical problems. He turned to Foster. Get that drive working. We might need to jump again if things go bad. I don't know if we can, sir, Foster said. The drive is still integrating with our systems. Forcing a jump could tear the ship apart. Sir, Rodriguez said, her voice tense. I'm receiving a transmission. It's from the council ships. On screen, Blackwood ordered. The view screen changed to show an alien face. The first speaker of the Galactic Council, Kavathi, looked at them with 4 eyes that showed no warmth. Human vessel, Kavathi said. You have violated council space. This action, coming after months of increasing human aggression, can only be seen as an act of war. First speaker, Blackwood said, trying to sound calm and respectful. We mean no harm. Our appearance here was an accident caused by a malfunction in our drive system. Silence. Kavathi cut him off. The Central Committee is meeting now to discuss your violation. Until a decision is made, you will power down all weapon systems and prepare to be boarded. Any resistance will be met with immediate destruction. The transmission ended. Blackwood looked around at his crew. They were tired, injured, confused, but they were the best the human fleet had to offer. Options? He asked. We could try to run, Mason suggested. If the Phoenix drive can be stabilized, and risk tearing the ship apart, Wright interrupted. Half the crew is injured. Foster shook his head. Even if we wanted to run, the drive isn't ready. Whatever happened to it, it's still changing. It needs time to stabilize. Rodriguez looked up from her console. Sir, I'm picking up another transmission. This one's on a secured channel. It's from someone on one of the council ships. They're using a human encryption code. Put it through to my station only, Blackwood ordered. The message was short and direct. Commander Blackwood, I am Council Representative Zexra of the Terran Alliance. I am trying to argue for patience, but Warhawks control the committee now. You need to know, your ship is not the first to appear this way, and the others were destroyed before they could explain. Be careful what you say. They are looking for any excuse to attack. Blackwood felt the weight of 300 lives on his shoulders. Whatever had happened to the Intrepid and its Phoenix drive had dropped them into a political situation ready to explode. Their next actions might determine not just their fate, but whether humanity would face a war with the combined forces of the Galactic Council. Outside, the alien ships moved into attack formation around the Intrepid. Time was running out. The hours passed slowly on the Intrepid. Commander Blackwood had ordered minimal power to all systems except life support. They needed to appear non-threatening to the council ships that now surrounded them. 7 alien vessels held position around the human warship, weapons ready. On the bridge, Blackwood studied the tactical display. They've got us completely boxed in, he said. Chief Engineer Foster had spent the night in engineering, trying to understand what had happened to the Phoenix drive. He entered the bridge, looking tired but excited. Commander, you need to see this, Foster said, placing a data pad on the main console. The drive isn't just damaged or changed, it's evolved. Evolved? Like it's alive? Blackwood asked. Not exactly. But it's reconfigured itself at a quantum level. The energy patterns are unlike anything I've ever seen. It's like it adapted to survive our emergency jump. Medical Officer Wright joined them, carrying her own data pad. And that's not all, sir. I've been running tests on the crew. Our cellular structure is showing unusual patterns, accelerated healing, enhanced neural activity. Blackwood looked concerned. Are you saying the drive has affected us too? I think so, Wright said. Whatever energy field the Phoenix drive is creating, it's changing us. Slowly, but definitely. Lieutenant Rodriguez called out from her station. Sir, I'm detecting an incoming transmission. It's different from the standard council communications. Some kind of direct neural interface attempt. Block it, Blackwood ordered immediately. I can't fully block it, but I can filter it, Rodriguez said, her fingers moving quickly over her console. There. Now we can receive without risk to our systems. The message came through as a voice in their minds, somehow translated into words they could understand. Human vessel, Your presence violates all treaties. Power down fully and prepare for boarding inspection. You have 1 standard hour to comply. Blackwood stepped forward. This is Commander Ethan Blackwood of the USS Intrepid. Our presence here is accidental. We experienced a malfunction in our experimental drive system that transported us to this location against our will. We request assistance and diplomatic communication. There was a long pause before the response came. Your deception is noted. The Central Committee does not believe in such accidents. 1 hour. The communication ended. They're not listening, Mason said from his tactical station. Sir, we could try to break out. If we time it right. Blackwood shook his head. And start a war? No. We need more time to understand what's happened to us and to convince them we're telling the truth. He turned to Foster. How soon can the Phoenix drive be ready if we need it? Foster looked uncomfortable. That's just it, sir. I don't think we should use it until we understand it better. It's becoming more integrated with all ship systems. If we tried to jump now, I don't know what would happen. Wright spoke up. Commander, I need to show you something else. She led Blackwood to a side console where she brought up medical scans. This is Lieutenant Kelly from security. She broke her arm during the jump. This scan was taken 6 hours ago. The scan showed a clean break in the forearm. And this, Wright continued, was taken 1 hour ago. The new scan showed the bone already mostly healed, with new growth bridging. The break. That's impossible, Blackwood said. Even with our best medical technology, that would take days. Exactly. And she's not the only one. Everyone on board is showing accelerated healing and cellular changes. Whatever happened to the drive, it's happening to us too. Rodriguez called out again. Sir, I'm picking up communications between the council ships. They're arguing about us. Put it on speaker, Blackwood ordered. The translated voices filled the bridge. Cannot allow humans to possess this technology. It matches the quantum signatures we've been tracking. But what if they truly don't know what they have? First, Speaker Kavathi is pushing too hard for military action. The decision is made. If they don't surrender completely in 1 hour, we destroy them and recover whatever we can from the debris. Blackwood turned off the speaker. So that's it. They're not interested in our explanation. They want our ship, specifically the Phoenix drive. Sir, Rodriguez said, I'm also picking up a transmission from a vessel at the edge of the system. It's not approaching with the others. The signal is weak, like they're trying to stay hidden. Can you clean it up? Rodriguez worked her console. It's coming through now. A soft voice filled the bridge. Human vessel, this is Observer Len of the Viridian Collective. We have been monitoring your arrival and the Council's response. The quantum signature of your ship matches ancient readings from what we call the precursor civilization. The Council fears this technology. Some wish to claim it, others to destroy it. But we believe it has chosen you. Chosen us? Blackwood repeated. What does that mean? The precursors vanished 10,000 years ago, but their technology was meant to be found by those ready to use it wisely. We have observed your species. You are young, impulsive, but also adaptable and compassionate. The Council fears these qualities. What should we do? Blackwood asked. When the Council ships move to board you, they will try to seize your drive technology. You must not let this happen. The technology is changing your crew for a purpose. Trust these changes. The transmission cut off suddenly. Did we lose them? Blackwood asked. No, sir, Rodriguez said. They cut the transmission intentionally. One of the Council ships was starting to turn in their direction. Mason checked his tactical display. Sir, the Council ships are changing formation. I think they're preparing to send boarding parties. Foster looked at the readings from engineering on his datapad. Commander, the Phoenix drive is showing increased activity. It's almost like it's responding to the threat. Wright nodded. And the crew's neural patterns are starting to sync with the drive's energy pulses. Something big is happening. Blackwood made his decision. We're not surrendering the ship, and we're not starting a war if we can help it. He turned to his crew. Foster, work with Wright. I want to know exactly how the drive is changing us and if we can communicate with it somehow. Mason, prepare defense plans in case boarding parties get through, but non-lethal options only. Rodriguez, keep monitoring all channels and see if you can find our Viridian friends again. As the crew moved to their tasks, the main view screen showed a small shuttle launching from the largest council ship. It moved slowly toward the Intrepid. "Sir," Rodriguez said, "they're hailing us. Traditional communication this time." "On screen," Blackwood ordered. The alien face that appeared wasn't the harsh visage of first speaker Kavathi, but a different species entirely. This being had pale blue skin and large, thoughtful eyes. "Commander Blackwood, I am Ambassador Ilara Tin of the Siluran Collective. The Council has authorized me to speak with you directly before any final decisions are made. My shuttle will dock with your vessel in 20 minutes. I will bring a small diplomatic team, including—" The ambassador paused. "A human representative who was present at the council when your ship appeared." The screen went dark. "A human," Mason said. "That could be good for us, or very bad," Blackwood replied. "If they blame humanity for our appearance here, having a human diplomat might just mean they're bringing someone to formally condemn us." He straightened his uniform. "Either way, we have 20 minutes to prepare. Let's make them count." Engineering, the Phoenix drive pulsed with a soft blue light that hadn't been there before. The light matched exactly the rhythm of the crew's heartbeats, now all beating in perfect sync across the ship. Something was awakening, both in the drive and in the humans connected to it. The final hour had begun. The diplomatic shuttle docked with the Intrepid exactly 20 minutes later. Commander Blackwood stood in the main airlock with Lieutenant Mason and Medical Officer Wright beside him. They had agreed that showing the medical changes might help convince the visitors they were telling the truth. The airlock cycled open to reveal 3 figures. Ambassador Ilara Tin led the group, her blue skin almost glowing under the ship's lights. Behind her stood a tall, insect-like being with 4 arms and a hardened exoskeleton. "Admiral Cravache of the Hiveborn Hegemony," Ambassador Tin said, introducing her companion. The third visitor was human. A man with dark hair and tired eyes stepped forward. "Alexander Kane, Earth Diplomatic Corps," he said. "I was at the council meeting when your ship appeared." Blackwood nodded to each of them. "Welcome aboard the Intrepid. I'm Commander Ethan Blackwood. This is my tactical officer, Lieutenant Derek Mason, and Chief Medical Officer Olivia Wright. We'll speak in our conference room." As they walked through the corridors, Admiral Cravache's 4 eyes scanned everything. "Your ship shows battle damage," he said, his voice clicking through a translator. "We were attacked near Arcturus," Blackwood explained. "Our experimental Phoenix drive activated during the battle and somehow brought us here." "Convenient," Cravache said. In the conference room, everyone took seats around the table. Ambassador Tin spoke first. "Commander, your appearance has created a crisis. Many council species believe this is a deliberate human action, testing new technology in protected space." "It was an accident," Blackwood insisted. "We were as surprised to end up here as you were to find us." Admiral Cravache made a sharp clicking sound. "Your species has expanded too rapidly, developed technologies too quickly. Many believe this accident is actually a test of a new weapon." "It's not a weapon," Blackwood said. "It's a drive system that were changed during our emergency jump." "Changed how?" Ambassador Tin asked, showing genuine interest. Medical Officer Wright activated a display showing medical scans. "The drive's energy has affected our crew physically. Enhanced healing, improved neural activity, changes that shouldn't be possible." Kane studied the scans carefully. "May I speak with Commander Blackwood alone for a moment?" he asked. The ambassador nodded, and Kane led Blackwood to a corner of the room. "The situation is worse than they're telling you," Kane whispered. 3 other human ships have disappeared in the past month. The Council suspects experiments with banned technology. Your appearance here confirms their fears." "We're not part of any experiment," Blackwood replied. "Whatever happened to us was not planned." Kane slipped a small data crystal into Blackwood's, and "There's a faction in the Council called the Ascendancy. They've been researching ancient technology. Technology they believe your ship has somehow activated. Before Kane could say more, Admiral Cravash called them back to the table. Meanwhile, in engineering, Chief Engineer Foster noticed something strange on his monitors. "Rodriguez," he called to the communications officer who had joined him. "Look at this. There's a signal coming from the diplomatic shuttle. It's sending some kind of scanning beam directly at the Phoenix drive." Rodriguez checked her portable scanner. "You're right, they're probing the drive." Back in the conference room, the discussion had grown tense. "Your explanation is not satisfactory," Admiral Cravash was saying. "The Council demands full access to your ship and its unusual drive technology." "That would violate Earth Alliance treaties," Blackwood responded. "We've offered to share our data, but the ship remains under our command." Ambassador Tin raised a hand. "Perhaps a compromise, a joint research team." She was interrupted by an incoming message. Lieutenant Mason answered it, then turned to Blackwood. "Sir, Chief Foster reports someone is scanning the Phoenix drive. The signal is coming from their shuttle." All eyes turned to Admiral Cravash, who remained perfectly still. "Is this true?" Ambassador Tin asked, looking shocked. "We need to understand what we're dealing with," Cravash replied coldly. Blackwood stood up. "This meeting is over. I must ask you all to return to your shuttle immediately." "Commander," Kane said quickly, "the data crystal. Look at it as soon as possible." As they escorted the diplomatic party back to the airlock, Wright's medical scanner beeped. She checked it and looked at Blackwood with wide eyes. "What is it?" he asked. "The Admiral," she whispered. "His neural patterns. They're not normal for his species. His mind is being controlled somehow." After the shuttle departed, Blackwood gathered his senior staff in engineering. Foster had set up a secure terminal where they could view the data from Kane's crystal. "It's worse than we thought," Blackwood said as they reviewed the files. "For decades, a group called the Ascendancy has been researching the precursors, an ancient species whose technology could manipulate reality. They disappeared thousands of years ago." "The Viridians mentioned them too," Rodriguez remembered. Foster nodded at the screen. "According to this data, our Phoenix drive somehow matches precursor technology patterns. Kane believes we accidentally succeeded where the Ascendancy has been failing. And Admiral Cravash is working for them," Wright added. His mind showed signs of artificial control. Mason checked his tactical display. "Sir, long-range sensors are picking up a new ship entering the system. It's massive, much bigger than the other Council vessels." Rodriguez monitored the communications. "It's the Council dreadnought Eternal Vigilance. Its commander is Arch-General Zorn. He's known for his anti-human stance. And for always completing his missions." Kane had mentioned this during their brief private talk. Wright looked up from her medical scanner. "Commander, there's something else you need to see. The crew's changes are accelerating. Neural pathways are aligning with the drive's quantum fields. It's like..." She searched for simple words. "Like we're becoming connected to the ship and to each other." As if responding to her words, several crew members in engineering suddenly looked up at the same time. They all spoke in perfect unison. "It's coming online. The network is activating." "What network?" Blackwood asked, concerned. One young engineer answered, her eyes unfocused as if seeing something beyond the room. "The precursor network. It spans the galaxy. Our drive is just one node. We're becoming part of something bigger." Foster checked his instruments. "The Phoenix drive energy output is increasing, but it's stable. It seems to be responding to the crew's neural patterns." Rodriguez's console beeped urgently. "Sir, I'm intercepting communications from the dreadnought. The Ascendancy. Representatives on board are planning to destroy us and blame it on extremists. They want to trigger a crisis they can use to take control of the Council." Mason looked grim. "Targeting systems are activating on the dreadnought. They're preparing to fire." Blackwood considered their options. They could try to jump away, but the drive was still unpredictable. They could fight, but they were outnumbered and outgunned. Or they could try something completely new. "Foster," he said, "can we use the Phoenix drive to broadcast? Not to jump, but to send a message to every ship in the sector?" Foster thought for a moment. "Theoretically, yes, the quantum fields could carry data, But what message? The truth, Blackwood said. Everything on Kane's data crystal. The Ascendancy's plots, the precursor connection, what's happening to our crew, all of it. That's risky, Mason warned. The drive might overload. Wright shook her head. I don't think it will. Not with how it's integrated with the crew now. We're part of it and it's part of us. Blackwood made his decision. Divert all power to the Phoenix drive. Not for a jump, but for broadcast on all quantum frequencies. Let's show the entire sector what's really happening here. As the crew worked quickly to prepare the broadcast, the dreadnought Eternal Vigilance moved into firing position. Time was running out. On the bridge, Blackwood opened a channel to all hands. This is the commander. What we're about to do has never been attempted before. But I believe it's why we're here, why the drive brought us to this place. Together, we're going to change everything. The Phoenix drive began to glow with intense blue light that spread through the ship's corridors, connecting with the crew, who all felt the same presence in their minds, not alien or controlling, but unifying and amplifying. As the dreadnought's weapons reached full charge, the Intrepid became a beacon of quantum light, broadcasting the truth throughout the sector. The Intrepid glowed with blue light. The Phoenix drive's energy flowed through every corridor and room. The crew felt it moving through them, connecting their minds in a way that should have been frightening, but somehow felt right. Commander Blackwood stood on the bridge, his hands steady on the command console. Broadcast ready? Ready, sir. Rodriguez answered. Her eyes had a faint blue glow now, matching the energy field around them. Begin transmission, Blackwood ordered. The Phoenix drive pulsed. Instead of tearing a hole in space for jumping, it sent waves of quantum energy outward. These waves carried data, everything from Kane's crystal, all the files about the Ascendancy, their secret research into precursor technology, and their plans to seize control of the Council. On the main view screen, they could see the massive Council dreadnought Eternal Vigilance. Its weapons were powered up, ready to fire. But as the quantum broadcast reached it, something unexpected happened. The great ship's lights flickered. What's happening? Mason asked. The crew of the dreadnought, Wright said, checking her medical scanner. They're receiving our broadcast directly into their minds. Just like we're connected to the drive, they're connecting to our broadcast. Rodriguez monitored the communications. Sir, I'm picking up confusion on the dreadnought. Some officers are questioning their orders. They're seeing the truth about the Ascendancy's plans. The weapons are powering down, Mason reported, watching his tactical display. The quantum broadcast continued to spread, reaching all Council ships in the sector. On board the Intrepid, Foster was working to understand what was happening to the Phoenix drive. It's reconfiguring again, he told Blackwood. The broadcast is changing it, or maybe we're changing it through our connection to it. Wright nodded. The crew's neural patterns are stabilizing. We're not becoming less human, we're becoming more. Enhanced, but still ourselves. The main view screen flickered and Ambassador Tin's face appeared. Her expression was a mix of awe and concern. Commander Blackwood, what have you done? Every ship in the sector is receiving your broadcast. The Ascendancy members are being identified and detained. The Council is in chaos. We're showing the truth, Blackwood replied. About the Ascendancy, about what happened to us, about the precursor technology. Tin looked to someone off-screen, then back to Blackwood. The first speaker wishes to communicate with you directly. The screen changed to show first speaker Kavathi's stern face. Commander Blackwood, you have disrupted the balance of power in this sector. The Ascendancy members were hidden among our highest ranks for decades. We did not know. We didn't plan this, Blackwood said. But now that the truth is out, what happens next is up to you. Kavathi was silent for a moment. The dreadnought, Eternal Vigilance, has been secured. Its commander, Arch-General Zorn, was under Ascendancy influence. He is being treated now. The first speaker's 4 eyes blinked slowly. But the bigger question remains. What to do about your ship and this precursor technology you have accidentally activated? Before Blackwood could answer, the Phoenix drive pulsed again. This time, the energy concentrated in the center of the bridge. A figure formed there, made of light, not solid but clearly taking the shape of a humanoid being. Every person on the bridge felt a presence in their mind, not speaking with words but sharing concepts and emotions. It was the collective consciousness of the crew, somehow made visible through the Phoenix Drive's energy. The light figure addressed Kavathi on the screen. The technology you call precursor was never meant to be a weapon. It was created to connect minds to share understanding across the stars. We have accidentally awakened it, but we now see its purpose. Kavathi looked stunned. What are you? We are still human, the figure said, its voice coming from everywhere and nowhere. But we have been changed by the technology. Not controlled by it, but enhanced. We can show you. The figure reached out a hand of light. On the screen, Kavathi gasped as the quantum broadcast intensified. For a brief moment, the first speaker experienced what the Intrepid's crew was feeling: connection, understanding, enhanced perception. When it ended, Kavathi's expression had completely changed. This is remarkable. Not a weapon, but a tool for unity. The figure of light turned to Blackwood. Commander, we understand now. The Phoenix Drive didn't malfunction. It brought us here deliberately, to this place where all Council species could witness its activation. The precursors wanted their technology found by those who would use it for connection, not destruction. Blackwood looked around at his crew, seeing the same blue glow in all their eyes. Are we still ourselves? Are we still human? The figure nodded. We are ourselves, but more. The changes will stabilize. We will remain human, but with enhanced abilities. The drive connects us, but each mind remains individual. The face of Alexander Kane appeared on a second screen. Commander, the council chambers are in uproar. The Ascendancy members have been exposed. Many are calling for a complete reassessment of the council's structure. Ambassador Tin's face returned. This technology changes everything. If it's truly meant for connection rather than warfare, it could transform our entire society. That was always the precursor's intent, the light figure said. They didn't vanish. They evolved beyond physical form by merging with their technology, not by losing themselves but by enhancing what they already were. Foster's console beeped. Commander, the Phoenix Drive is stabilizing. Its integration with our systems is complete. We should be able to jump again safely. And the crew's changes? Blackwood asked. Right. Also stabilizing, she replied. The enhancements seem permanent but not harmful. Improved healing, neural connectivity, and something else, a kind of shared awareness when we choose to access it. Rodriguez spoke up. Sir, we're receiving messages from Earth. Word of our reappearance has spread. They're ordering us to return home immediately. The light figure faded, the energy returning to the crew and the ship systems. The blue glow in their eyes dimmed but didn't disappear completely. First speaker Kavathi addressed Blackwood again. The Council must discuss what has happened here. This technology cannot be simply claimed by humans alone. Nor should it be, Blackwood agreed. But we need to understand it better before decisions are made about its future. Kane spoke from his screen. Commander, I advise caution. Some on Earth will want to use this technology for military applications. Blackwood nodded. Then we need time to show them its true purpose. He turned to his crew. What do you think? Do we return to Earth immediately? Foster shook his head. The Phoenix Drive chose us for a reason. If we return now, we may lose the chance to understand why. Wright agreed. The medical implications alone are incredible. This could revolutionize healing, possibly even extend human lifespan. Rodriguez looked at her console thoughtfully. And the communication aspects, instant connection across vast distances. Mason, who had been quiet, finally spoke. It's not a weapon. It's something better. But others will try to weaponize it if they can. Blackwood faced the screen where Kavathi waited. First speaker, I propose a joint research initiative. The Intrepid will remain in neutral space while representatives from Earth and the Council work together to understand this technology. No one species should control it alone. Kavathi considered this. An unusual proposal, but these are unusual circumstances. I will bring it to the Council, Immediately. As the communication ended, Blackwood looked around at his transformed crew. Whatever happens next, we're part of something bigger now. The Phoenix Drive didn't just change our ship or our bodies, it's changed our future. Outside the Intrepid, the Council ships maintained their positions, but their weapons were powered down. The dreadnought Eternal Vigilance drifted silently, its crew recovering from the Ascendancy's influence. And through the ship, the crew of the Intrepid felt the subtle connection that linked them together, not erasing their individuality, but enhancing it, creating something stronger than any one person could be alone. The Phoenix Drive hummed steadily in engineering, its blue glow a constant reminder that they had crossed a threshold from which there was no return. Humanity's first steps into a larger universe had begun with their accidental arrival in a place they should never have been. 3 weeks passed aboard the Intrepid. The neutral zone around the ship had become a center of diplomatic activity. Small shuttles arrived daily from various council worlds and from Earth, bringing scientists, diplomats, and observers. Commander Blackwood stood in what used to be the ship's mess hall but was now a conference center. Around him, aliens and humans worked together, studying data from the Phoenix Drive. Ambassador Tin approached him, her blue skin shimmering under the lights. The council vote was completed an hour ago, she said. They've approved the formation of the Joint Precursor Research Initiative. Your proposal has been accepted, Blackwood nodded. And Earth's response? Still divided, said Alexander Kane, who had remained as Earth's representative. The military wants the technology. Scientists want to study it. Politicians are arguing about who should control it. No one should control it, Blackwood said. That's the whole point. The Phoenix Drive's influence had stabilized throughout the ship. The crew's enhanced abilities had become part of their daily lives. They healed quickly from injuries. They could share thoughts when they chose to. And most importantly, they understood the technology in ways that seemed impossible before. Chief Engineer Foster entered the conference room, followed by a Viridian scientist. Commander, we've made a breakthrough, Foster said excitedly. We've identified how the precursor technology interfaces with organic minds. It's not taking over, it's offering a way to expand consciousness. Can it be weaponized? Kane asked, always practical. The Viridian scientist, observer Len, shook their head. The technology rejects harmful intent. That is why it chose this. Crew, your emergency jump was fueled by the desire to save lives, not take them. The Phoenix Drive responded to that. Medical Officer Wright joined them, bringing her latest scans. The changes in the crew have fully stabilized. We're still human, just improved. The enhancements seem to respond to our intentions and needs. And the ship? Blackwood asked Foster. The drive has integrated with all systems, but it's not controlling them. It's more like it's made everything work together more efficiently. Foster smiled. Honestly, sir, the Intrepid is now the most advanced ship in human history. Lieutenant Rodriguez arrived with news from communications. Sir, Earth Command is demanding a decision. They want the Intrepid to return immediately for complete study and potential replication of the Phoenix Drive technology. Kane frowned. Translation: they want to take it apart and see if they can use it for their own purposes. Commander Blackwood looked around at his crew. Over the past weeks, they had discussed this moment many times, both in words and through their new shared consciousness. They had reached a decision together. Tell Earth Command that the Intrepid will be delayed, Blackwood said. We have more research to complete here first. That won't satisfy them, Kane warned. I know, but we need time. Blackwood turned to Ambassador Tin. How soon can the Joint Research Initiative be operational? Within days, she replied. Many council species are eager to participate. Even First Speaker Kavati has expressed personal interest. On the main deck, Tactical Officer Mason, supervised as council scientists, carefully studied the Phoenix Drive's energy patterns. It's remarkable, one scientist said. The technology adapts to each species differently, offering enhancements that suit their particular biology. Mason nodded. That's what we've found too. It's not trying to make us into something else. It's helping us become better versions of ourselves. A young engineer approached Mason, her eyes glowing faintly blue. "Sir, we're detecting unusual activity in the drive. It seems to be reaching out." "Reaching out how?" Mason asked. "It's sending signals to specific coordinates in deep space. We think there might be other precursor technology out there waiting to be found." In his quarters, Commander Blackwood reviewed the latest reports. The door chimed, and Lieutenant Rodriguez entered. "Sir, Earth has sent new orders. They're dispatching 3 warships to escort us home. They'll arrive in 2 days." Blackwood sighed. "They still don't understand. This isn't about human advantage. It's about something that could benefit all species." "What will we do?" Rodriguez asked. "We've discussed this," Blackwood reminded her. "The crew's decision was unanimous." Rodriguez nodded. "The new coordinates the drive is showing us. You think we should follow them?" "I do. Whatever the precursors left out there, it chose us to find it. Not just humans, but all the species working together here." That evening, Blackwood called a PACO meeting with Ambassador Tin, Kane, and representatives from 7 council species. He explained the situation and their plan. "Earth wants the technology for itself," he said. "But we believe that would be a mistake. The Phoenix Drive isn't meant for one species alone. It's meant to connect us all." "What are you proposing?" Kane asked, though his expression suggested he already knew. "The Intrepid will leave before the Earth warships arrive. We'll follow the coordinates the drive is showing us to find more precursor technology, but we won't go alone." Ambassador Tin's eyes widened. "You want representatives from council species to join you?" "Yes. A joint mission. Human and non-human crew working together. The first of its kind." Blackwood looked around the table. "This is bigger than Earth. Bigger than the council. It's about the future of all our species." There was silence as everyone considered his words. Finally, Observer Len of the Viridians spoke. "My people will join you. We have waited millennia for the precursor's return. This may be as close as we will come." One by one, the other representatives agreed. Even Kane, after a long pause, nodded. "I'll go too. Someone needs to explain to Earth why one of their warships is now a multi-species exploration vessel." The next morning, preparations began. Council scientists and diplomats who wished to join the mission came aboard. The Intrepid's crew welcomed them, helping them settle into quarters and learn ship operations. In engineering, the Phoenix Drive pulsed with bright blue energy, as if excited by the plan. Foster watched it with pride. "It's ready," he told Blackwood. "Whatever's out there, the drive wants to find it." On the final day, with Earth's warships less than 24 hours away, Commander Blackwood stood on the bridge. Around him were his human crew and their new alien colleagues, all working together with a shared purpose. "Are we ready?" he asked. "All systems optimal," Foster reported from engineering. "All crew and guests are secure," Wright confirmed. "Course laid into the coordinates," Rodriguez said from her station. "Then let's go see what the precursors left for us," Blackwood said. "Lieutenant Rodriguez, send a message to Earth and the Council. Tell them we're not running away. We're running toward something greater." The Phoenix Drive activated. But this time there was no violent tear in space. Instead, reality seemed to fold gently around the Intrepid. The ship didn't so much jump as dance between the stars, leaving behind a beautiful pattern of quantum energy that researchers would study for years. In council chambers, debates raged about the Intrepid's departure. Some called it theft. Others called it destiny. But as data from the quantum wake began to flow in, even the most skeptical members had to admit that something remarkable was happening. Earth's warships arrived to find the Intrepid gone. Their commanders demanded explanations that no one could fully provide. But in the following weeks, the data transmitted back by the ship, freely shared with all species, began to change minds. And somewhere in deep space, following the ancient paths left by the precursors, the Intrepid continued its journey. Its diverse crew worked together, learning from each other, growing together. Human and alien alike, they were becoming something new. not by losing their identities but by sharing them. Commander Blackwood stood at the view screen, watching unfamiliar stars pass by. Chief Medical Officer Wright joined him. Having second, thoughts? She asked. No, he said. For the first time since we appeared where we shouldn't have been, I feel like we're exactly where we're supposed to be. The Phoenix Drive hummed throughout the ship, its blue energy flowing through systems and crew alike. It had chosen them, this unlikely mix of species and backgrounds. Not because they were perfect, but because they were willing to see beyond their differences. Ahead of them lay mysteries and wonders the precursors had left behind. Behind them, the ripples of their discovery spread through known space, changing how species viewed each other. And in the vast darkness between stars, other dormant precursor technologies began to awaken, sensing that finally, after 10,000 years, someone worthy had found the first key. The panic that had greeted a human warship where it shouldn't have been had transformed into something else entirely. Hope for a future where no species stood alone.